We operate a production methodology called DBR here, drum buffer rope, and it's a sort of pull-through methodology. It's very different to the way that WinMan was originally configured. WinMan is configured around a push based on forecasts and manufacturing based on certain due dates. We've flipped that on its head. We've used the customization features in WinMan to allow us to operate a pull-through based on stock levels, buffer levels, and the criticality of those levels. Petersen is a small manufacturing company. We operate in 3 locations in the UK, and we've got 3 sales offices worldwide. Our head office is in Blaydon in the northeast of England. This is where we do all of our manufacturing. We make specialist stainless steel equipment for connecting anything to anything that needs to be connected in some kind of safety critical application. So we work to the aircraft standard AS 9100. WinMan out of the box worked in the way that we were running the factory at the time, and it just allowed us to modernise our systems. Which was fantastic, so we could hit the ground running with that. The additional information reporting that WinMan gave us let us have a look at different areas of the business in a bit more detail. We then decided we want to operate in a different way. That then required some customization, but it was more around learning different functionalities of WinMan that we hadn't covered in our initial setup. So we learned about those through various conversations with the team at WinMan, and then we built our own reports. It was quite straightforward using the report building tools. We built our own reports to provide us with the information that we needed to actually run the shop floor in the way we wanted to. So once we'd done the customizations, the implementation was pretty seamless, because as far as the guys on the shop floor were concerned, nothing really changed. They were still using the WinMan Go app to track when they'd started a job, when they'd finished a job. That was the only information we needed really from the shop floor. Two things we were really looking for when we were picking a new ERP system. One of them was that it had to have full materials traceability throughout the system with a full audit process, and that we could audit and check who had done work, what tools have been used on what jobs, which gauges have been used, that sort of thing, which WinMan did all of that straight out of the box. And the other thing that we wanted was we knew at some point we were going to have all of our locations running this software. And so we wanted to make sure there was a full intercompany system for dealing with transactions, intercompany transactions, producing intercompany accounts and that sort of thing. And again, WinMan did all of those. In my role as CEO, I've found it a really good piece of software, but also a good company. They're very easy to talk to. You can actually speak to people who are designing and developing the code, developing the system, and that's really good. Just the level of access you've got to make recommendations and have a discussion with the people who really know how the system operates has been fantastic. If I look at the difference, say, between pre-WinMan and since we've started operating WinMan, the administration of the business, the time taken has certainly gone down by at least a third. We're currently implementing it in our offices in Sweden and in the US. That'll make it much easier for me as the CEO to look and see how those businesses are doing without waiting for reporting. And as we go forward with the multi-site implementation, we'll be able to consolidate accounts functions in head office and that sort of thing, which will make a huge difference to the cost of doing business in our other locations. Next steps for Petersen is we have an ambitious growth strategy. We don't envisage any issues with WinMan going forward with that. The system is perfectly scalable. The fact that WinMan is all in one does absolutely everything we need. We're confident that if there's any kind of change made, it's all still going to work. And that's absolutely not the case when you're using multiple systems. We're quite new using WinMan. There's a whole load of things that we're not yet doing. There's a whole load of stuff we could be reporting on around wastage, variances, that side of things. We've not even scratched the surface of any of that yet. Any one of those reports would provide us with work to go away and look at the business, look at things we're doing, how can those be improved, look at the purchasing, how can that be improved. The scope is enormous within the information the system provides.